All right, Tom. So kind of a similar. We talked to Jane Tui before. Kind of a similar question for you. What has been the biggest difference you've seen, obviously, from high school basketball to the college ranks?
Everything is just so much faster and so much more physical. I wasn't really prepared for it, to be honest with you. It kind of hit me by storm pretty hard, and I worked hard to try and get where I'm at right now. But man, our team is extremely strong, extremely physical, and extremely fast, and it's been a really great experience playing with them up to now. Just kind of to see what it's going to be at that level when we get into the CC2A league play. So that's probably been the biggest adjustment for me so far.
You talked about playing different levels. Playing against Arizona, what was that experience like for you?
That was absolutely insane. Warming up, we got there early and warm up at the McHale Center, and you get in there and you're looking up. It's like, all right, this isn't too bad. But when you get out there and there's 14,000 fans that are booing you when you come onto the court, it's like, it was kind of like breathtaking in that sense. And getting out there in front of all those lights, it's just. It was fabulous, and I think it was a really great experience for us too, because that's probably one of the best teams we're ever going to see. That was a fabulous team, and we felt that after that and playing them close, we were down by 9 at halftime and got away from us at the end, but playing them close up till halftime, we think that now we're ready for anything in that sense. That really prepared us well, and we thank Arizona for letting us come down and play them.
And, talking about the first preseason game against Pacific Union, kind of watching you play, it looked like the outside game was working well for you. Is there a thing, have you kind of realized you're going to be more shooting outside now or inside game, or how's your game adjusted, I guess, to this level?
It's kind of up in the air right now. Right now they have me running a lot of 5 and 4, just because I'm one of the taller guys on the team. Eventually, coach says he wants to move me out to the 3 guard, but if you look at our bench, we have a plethora of guards right now, and moving me out there when we have like Austin, who's a fabulous player, and Ethan, who's fabulous, maybe it's not right. So my best fit right now for me is the 4, because I have my size and I can shoot the ball fairly well. But yeah, coach is going to run me inside a little bit, outside a little bit, shoot the ball, set a lot of screens to get Austin, Ethan, DeAndre open, and the one who sets the screen usually ends up open. So I'll just flat out shoot the ball. That's kind of what my role is right now.
Tom, what's it like being the man at Arcata the last couple of years, and now coming in here where you're fighting for a spot to get some PT and be a player on this team?
It's an adjustment. Definitely junior and senior year, I kind of had that mentality of, I am the man in that sense, which wasn't necessarily good, but I've been in this position before when I was a freshman on the varsity going against Timmy and Jordan, and nothing was up in the air. I didn't know if I was going to play varsity. I didn't know if I was going to play JV. So that experience actually helped me a lot in that sense. But like I said, it's a whole different game up here. We're here to perform as athletes, not just because we love the game in that sense. We're here to perform, and obviously we all love the game, but it's very, very competitive compared to, what high school practice was like on a day-to-day basis. But definitely that adjustment from being a freshman on varsity to now being a freshman at this level of college basketball, it kind of goes hand in hand. It's given me some insight.
What's it been like in practice with a big group of guys fighting to establish themselves as players on this team, and guys that want to star and be role players?
Well, there's a lot of we have a lot of really competitive kids on the team, and everybody is trying to, like you said, get that spot, and it's physical. We go at each other, we hit each other, and we're enemies on the court and friends afterwards in that sense. So if something goes down between a couple players, it's all right, and afterwards we get off the court, it's all good in that sense. But we go at each other at practice because we like each other, but we're here to play basketball. We're not here to not compete in that sense. So we're out there competing 2.5 hours a day, busting as hard as we can, and coaches really like that. They'll stop it sometimes and say, Kinder's really good at that. He'll stop and say, I love the way you guys are competing right now. You guys are putting a lot of effort into it. I love it. Keep it up. And that just motivates us even more. So that competitive sense is something that I've never really gotten before at this kind of level of basketball, or at any level of basketball. And I'm starting to adjust to it and kind of get used to it. And I like it a lot.
In terms of competing, you mentioned Jordan and Timmy. Have you talked with Jordan at all about, you'd be playing each other twice during the season, and give each other a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. He messaged me on Facebook the day that he found out that I signed, and he was like, "This is the last time I'm talking to you." And you know, it was a joke. We've talked to each other since then, but Jordan's a great player, and Chico's a great team, and you know, we have the utmost respect for them, and we're definitely going to go in there and try and beat them twice this year, without a doubt. That was rough last year. Watching them get beat, and the returners say that it's not happening this year. So me and Jordan talk a little bit, not a whole lot, but you know, we were comrades on a team at one point, and so we still have that. But now we got to face each other, so that's going to be fun. And in terms of Timmy, yeah, I see him around every now and then. I talk to him a little bit. He's a great kid. You know, I've always been good friends with Timmy, but yeah, it's going to be interesting this year about me and Jordan.
You know, you're one of a huge group of newcomers. I mean, not only for you personally, but as a group, how do you think things have progressed from the beginning of practice now that you got your your official opener in a couple days?
Personally, I think it's gone pretty well. A lot of the kids have JC experience, JUCO experience, and that's something that I haven't had the courtesy of. So we have players that come in here and instantly are at that level, and that's something that I was not. And I saw it immediately. Coach saw it immediately, and I said, "Fine, that's great." So on top of practicing, I was working out with the trainer in the mornings and getting myself at that level. But the JUCO kids fit in right away. DeAndre is a transfer. He started the last 2 games. I mean, he's a fabulous player. And we've had Cody Kale, who's also a JUCO transfer. He started our first game. Aaron Chamberlain started our last game. So those kids are fitting in great. And personally, I'm starting to get up to par in that sense. It took me a little bit of time. I wasn't quite ready, like I said, but I'm getting there now. And Coach has been complimentary of my playing in the last few days.
What's been the most difficult transition from high school to D2 basketball career?
Like I said, it's just extremely physical, extremely competitive. High school was competitive, especially going up against when we played our McKinleyville. That was a competitive game, but it kind of pales in comparison to what a practice is like up here. Just because, everybody's so much stronger, everybody's so much bigger, and a lot of these kids are all-stars on their team. And all-stars in their league, and they've been doing this a lot longer for me. Like I said, I'm the only freshman on the team now, and it's they have this experience in that sense. So that's been the biggest transition, is being competitive every single play and working on my strength and conditioning to get to the level that these kids are at. That's something that I really had to work on in the off season, and even once practice started, because I wasn't at that level yet.
That freshman pass yet, where you made it all through your career in high school, but there's some guy that's so much faster that you make that pass?
I've made a lot of freshman mistakes. Stuff that I could get away with at Arcata. In the first few days of practice, even Coach would say, if you want to do that, go to the Arcata gym 2 miles that way. Don't bring it up here. And I'm starting to get that now. A lot of passes that I would normally make, or a lot of plays that I would normally make at Arcata High, I can't do anymore up here. Like picking up the dribble one more earlier because you have a little guard that's going to come down and swipe it out. There's a lot of little instances of that happening, but it's definitely there, that sense that I still have that kind of freshman lag, in that sense that it's a learning curve. So,
How's perception meeting reality? What was your perception of HSU before, and now you're here? How those two come together?
Perception-wise, like I said, I thought that I was pretty close to being ready at that level, because I'd seen him play, and obviously you can only observe so much and you can see so much, but once you get in there and you're in the exact same experience that they were in, you realize how much quicker these kids are, how much stronger these kids are. I can't keep stressing that enough. These kids are strong and quick, and perception-wise, I thought this was a great basketball program. I haven't been disappointed.